So hi everyone, and today let's see how we can install the WDS on the Windows Server 2008 R2, and how we can push images on through the WDS. So what exactly is WDS? Windows Deployment Services. It's a Windows 2008 R2 server's built-in component, and it is used for deployment of Windows operating system. If you want a reliable, free, and easy to use Windows image deployment system, then I would say WDS is your best bet. So this short video will help you step-by-step procedure on how to install, configure, and deploy Windows operating system such as Windows 7 operating system using Windows Deployment Service. So let's see, for a better understanding, I have actually installed all the three servers here. You can see here in the roles I have the Active Directory domain services, that is the first requirement. Then I have the DHCP services, that server, that's the another requirement. And then I have the DNS server, that is the third requirement. And the first we need also the WDS, that's the Windows Deployment Services. So it's already installed there, so all these four services are installed. I'll just run you through how to do that. So it's not a rocket science at all. So you just need to go to the server manager and go to the roles, add role, and here you need to click next. So for the DHCP server you need to click, just check that and click install. The DHCP server will be installed. Then you go to the same way you need to do for the DNS server, and the same way you need to do for the Windows Deployment Services. So make sure before you install all these prerequisites, I would say the first and the foremost important thing is that the machine on which you are trying to, the server on which you are trying to install WDS, it should be either a domain controller or it should be a part of that particular domain. So let's just install this Active Directory domain services. I have included that in my previous video, so you can check that. The DHCP, you just need to check this, and initially I'll just run through the configurations for all these three, so you do not have to worry about that. So let's see how to configure. So DHCP server, make sure that your server, your Windows Server 2008 is having a static IP address. Make sure it doesn't pull any DHCP IP addresses for this. So for that you need to change it. You need to go down here to the network and click on Open Network and Sharing. So open network and sharing, and here you will find change adapter settings. So go to the change adapter settings and click here go to the properties. Go to the IPv4 and properties, and make sure you have your own IP address set for that. Remember, this would be your IP address for your DHCP server, your DNS server, and your PXE server. So just make in the mind, because this will hold a lot of importance. Because this is the IP address that it will be looking for when the images are pushed from the client end. Okay, and then we need to go to the DNS server. So DNS server, let me show you what we need from the DNS server. So here you go. So DNS server should point at the IP address of that particular machine, that is the server. So we have the DHCP server configured on 192.168.0.112. As well, we need the DNS server pointing to that particular IP address, which is our DHCP server. So, and just close that. And now let's go to the WDS. So here you have you need to do few task steps. You need to upload boot images file here, that is and it will only take the .wim files. So in case you have any issues finding .wim files, because usually we work with ISO files, that is that's the image files, so that we call. So let's see how you can do that. Just if you have a ISO file, just I'll try to run you with that. uh, just give me a minute, I'll show you. So let's go where, let me see where I have my ISO file stored. Let me see here if I have some Windows. So here you go. So if you have ISO file, just do a WinRAR, just extract it through a WinRAR and get a program WinRAR or any compression tool, and just extract it, and you will be finding a lot of information in that. Let me see, this one was extracted. So just search for star wim files, and you'll get boot.wim, and you'll get install.wim. So these are the both files that should be copied in their respective folders. So install.wim, it'll go to the install image. Just do a add, and you will get a add install image. Just give a path and it should work. It's already done, that's why I'm not uploading it. And the boot file is also the same. Go to add boot image, browse, and get a boot.wim file, and just point it towards that, and it will upload it. So these are the things, and I don't think any other settings you would be requiring to do. Let me run you through the Windows deployment uh, features. One second, once again. Okay, this is the most important thing that we are looking for here now. Let me show you. I just wanted to check. Okay, so this is the WDS server, or the services that's running. So DHCP, make sure it's do not listen on port 67, and the configure DHCP option 60 to indicate that this server is also a PXE server. So make sure you have both this checked. Let's go to general. We covered this, the DHCP part we covered this. Okay, the PXE response. Now this is a place where when your client boots up using a PXE boot option, then what will happen? So it will try to locate the PXE server on the network. So so what do you want? You want all the computers to be located. You want all the response from all the client computers, or you want a response only to known client computers, or you do not respond to any client computers. So yes, we do want a response, so we'll select this last option, which is called respond to all client computers, known and unknown. So here is another security feature that's been given. So this reads as require administrator approval for unknown computers. When you select this option, you must approve the computers using the pending devices node in the snap-in. In addition, a computer account will be created in ADDS for the unknown client. So what does this mean? This means that once the PXE client runs and tries to find the PXE server, it will send a request to the PXE server and the administrator has to approve. And this is the place where it goes. You see the pending devices. There are no pending devices, but now in this video I'll show you that once the PXE server runs, once the PXE client runs, I'm sorry, when the PXE client runs, so there will be a pending device here and the administrator has to approve. So let's go again to the same features. So that's about the PXE. Then go to the advanced. We don't have to do anything. Allow Windows deployment service to dynamically discover valid domain services. Then multicast, here you do not have to do anything. Then we go to ADDS. So same domain as the Windows server, that's right. We need to check the first option. Okay, now here the boot option. So known clients always continue the PXE boot. Unknown clients require the user to press the F12 key. Now, so when it's an unknown client, that means if there is no entry in the ADDS for that particular client or computer that is coming onto the network, then user or the administrator has to, or the tech, whoever is deploying that PC on the network, has to press F12 key to continue the PXE boot. So once the PXE boot initializes, then it will send a pending device. That's the approval will be to get that, is that'll come here in the pending devices. So that's about boot. And network, make sure that you have 64001 to 6500. It depends upon the UDP. It ports that the following range. It totally depends upon the range. And the client, so I have not done anything onto the client part here. So let's see how does it work. I just on the background I'm running a I've just started this Windows 7 deployment, but I'll show you how to do that. So I hope you got the point, how to upload, or I mean how to add the boot.wim file and install.wim file to the WDS. So once that is done, you need to configure your WDS in a way that it can speak to the DHCP, it can speak to your DNS servers, it can speak to your DHCP servers. So let's see, this is under install, this is just finished. So I'll show you how it works. So just give me a minute here. I'll just pause the video here. I'll come back and I'll show you how we can deploy using a WDS. Okay, now let's see how to deploy a image using a WDS. So I'll be using VMware Workstation to demonstrate how the WDS works. So this is just for the lab, and it's a very small configuration which I have done here. So let's see how we can do that. So this is the one which I just pushed the image to, so we can create as many as we want. So for that we need to create a blank virtual machine. So we need to go to new virtual machine, click on next, and select this last option which will say I will install the operating system later, and click next. It should be a Microsoft Windows. Click next, give a name. I would say I will give VirtualX 2 and click next and click next, finish. Now let's try to run this VM. Okay, and we'll just close the VM2 here. we'll have this VM run, and we need to go to the F12 option. Just see how it's done. So just we need to click. So okay, it's reading the DHCP. I did not click the F12 option, so it should not take you there. So it ideally should return an error. So let it read. I'll show you all the options here, how it behaves. Here also make sure that I missed that thing completely here. So you need to adjust your network adapter, that's NAT, to the bridged, and it should be replicate physical network connections. Click OK. Now power it on. So you can see here it actually now what it says. Let me see what does it say here now. So this is how it works. So just check on the top. It says client MAC address. That's the client of this VM. The GUID, then the client IP is 192.168.0.116. So remember, we have given there, you have given some DHCP scope, that's the start IP address and the end IP addresses of the DHCP address scope. So it pulls the address from there. But I gave the starting from 192.168.0.115 to 11150. So and the mask is 225.225.225.0 and DHCP IP. Remember I showed you in the video that it pulls the IP. It's 192.168.0.112. So now it's downloaded the WDS NBP. Architecture is x664, and it shows details here. It says the details below show the information relating to the PXE boot request for this computer. Please provide these details to your Windows Deployment Services administrator so that this request can be approved. So the pending request ID is 2, and message from administrator, that you can anytime customize that, and it's contacting server 192.168.0.112. So let's go ahead and check whether we can see this pending request in WDS. Let's go here. Let's refresh, and here you go. Yes, we see this pending request here. So what we need to do, we need to approve it. We need to approve, name and approve, reject. So name, I always suggest name and approve, because the computer name can be automatically created in the Active Directory. So I will name it VirtualX 002 and click OK. The pending was approved successfully, and once it's done, click on here and it starts loading up the boot.wm file. So this is how it also shows the IP address from where it's getting booted up. It's 192.168.0.112. That's the server. So this is the server from where its services, everything are taking up. So let's see here. It should give us the option of installing further. Here it goes. So this is a simple way of how to deploy the WDS images, or rather using WDS services. You can just install the images on the client computers. So I hope this video would have been informative for you everyone, and I'll stop the video here and get back with you with a new topic. Thank you.